Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Webinar Series on Holistic Health, Well-being and Sustainable Development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015-2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wind. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty, also commemorating Exit Bharat 2047.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions and commemorations. Today is commemorated as World Peace and Understanding Day internationally, that takes place on February 23rd every year. This day is actually a commemoration of the first meeting of the Rotary that was held. This meeting of businessmen, which aimed to be a space where their backgrounds didn't matter, started the chain of events that led to formation of Rotary International, an international organization dedicated to humanitarian service as well as peace and goodwill throughout the world. Rotary International began in Chicago, US. The date of first meeting has since become World Understanding and Peace, which is part of the World Understanding Month celebrations in February. So World Peace and Understanding Day commemorates the first meeting which led to the formation of Rotary International. Eternally Bob P. Harris called a meeting of his business friends in Chicago. He aimed to put together a fellowship of businessmen without limitations of politics and religion getting in the way. Initially, the members of Rotary met in each other's offices till the group grew so large that it needed a space of its own. The Rotary clubs were then established in 4 other American cities, and eventually the group spread internationally, leading to a change in name from Rotary Club to International Association of Rotary Clubs. As the time passed, the name was changed again to Rotary International. So the organization has worked with the UN since the United Nations was founded. Rotary International is a service organization that brings together businessmen and professionals so that they can offer humanitarian service and work towards the goals of goodwill and peace in the world. It has 6 areas of philanthropic focus: disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and peace and conflict prevention resolution. As part of its commitment to peace, Rotary International has set up Rotary Centers for international studies in peace and conflict resolution in 8 universities around the world. Rotary Fellowships offer grants to study at these centers as well. The organization also has Rotary Peace and Conflict Resolution Program, which is graduate studies program for which 75 scholars are announced every year. Rotary clubs around across the world organize talks, events, and related programs to celebrate World Understanding and Peace Day. Throughout February, you could attend a few and inspire your friends. From art to community service, you can start any kind of project that promotes peace building and conflict resolution. You could extend by hosting it at your public library. Sign up for classes, read more on internet, or go for lectures and talks, generally more informed about process of peace. Rotary International works closely with the UN to promote peace building activities, and the organization has consultant status with the UN. Across Europe, Rotary clubs were disbanded with the outbreak of war, starting with Spanish Civil War. At first, the Nazi Party banned Rotary, then the organization was forced to ban Jewish people. The Polio Plus program is one of the Rotary's greatest contribution, immunizing billions of children worldwide. There are Rotary Peace Fellows. Fellowships are offered to individuals to study peace and conflict resolution at Rotary Peace Centers. The tie-ups with that Rotary has with universities to promote peace studies. We want to be part of the change that encourages peace and understanding around the world. Hopefully, it will lead to wars coming to an end. Rotary International's peace building work is spread across nations. It is an important space for people to learn from and contribute to peace. Rotary's World Understanding and Peace Day is a great opportunity to explore how we all can contribute to peace around the world. Day is also commemorated as National Tootsie Roll Day on February 23rd. Is a day dedicated to celebrating the chocolate flavored candy that has been a favorite among people throughout generations. The Tootsie Roll is American favorite and it has been more than 115 years since the Tootsie Roll was developed in Brooklyn in 1907. So, Tootsie Roll Day is the birth anniversary of the inventor of Tootsie Roll, Leo Hirschfeld. This uniquely named sweet is popular countrywide. People celebrate this day enjoying Tootsie Rolls. Today is also commemorated as National Tile Day in US. Tiles are timeless elements of architectural endeavors and design. Seeing them on the walls, floors, and roofs provides aesthetic pleasure, and they have become inseparable from architecture and designs in all spheres, both domestic and public. More than that, tiles can be used for flooring all through the house. Kitchens, bathroom, toilet, sitting room, every room in the house can have tiles on the floor to provide a strong, durable, and beautiful floor. There are many types of tiles from ceramic, porcelain, and glass to marble, granite, and other natural stone tiles, and many others. The use of tiles in history began in ancient Egypt several millennia back, and they were used for decorative purposes. They were mostly found in murals, mosaics, and various other designs. Today, tiles exist all over the world, gracing the walls and floors of millions of structures. They have evolved to different designs, patterns, and arrangements that are beautiful and pleasing to the sight. And National Tile Day exists as a monument to celebrate this wonderful or inspiring craftsmanship. Today is also commemorated as National Racialization Day in US. Every year celebrated on February 23rd is a fun and peculiar holiday that allows or even encourages some degrees of laid backness for just one day. Think about the reasons or excuses you gave for not getting something done and rationalize them. Like one must consciously justify postponing a task or sneak another snack from the fridge or delight in its guilty pleasure. Max Weber, a German born sociologist, jurist, and economist of the 20th century, originated the term rationalization. In fields as diverse as sociology, commerce, and mathematics, rationalization has taken on a variety of definitions and interpretations. However, to rationalize simply means to hide one's shortcomings or faults by making excuses for them. Today is also commemorated as National Play Tennis Day in US. This is a day dedicated to playing tennis, a racket sport that one of the most popular sports to play and watch the world. Tennis is a sport that can be played by anyone, regardless of where they are from and what their status is. It can be played against single opponents or between teams of two players. If you hold a racket, then you can play tennis. It is derived from what is called real tennis, a game that was called Sport of Kings. Real tennis is also known as court tennis or royal tennis. Today is also commemorated as National Hospitality Workers Appreciation Day in US, created by Food Service Direct, an online store for chefs and restaurant operators. National Hospitality Workers Day Appreciation Day on February 23 appreciates the hard workers of service industry who strive tirelessly to bring the best in comfort and luxury. The hospitality industry is often confused with the hotel industry, which is not the case. The latter is a branch of the former. The hospitality industry is broad and includes hotels, restaurants, bars, themes, parks, tourism, and more. The presentation, creatively, entertainment, and quality of this business are all thanks to their hospitality workers, which is why we are celebrating them today. The term hospitality originated from French word hospice, meaning taking care of travelers. Travelers were often invited to rest at homes of locals during their travels. They would sleep on floors as no proper resting facilities exist until monasteries decided to create them. This is how lodging services came into existence and started operating in the late 1700s, providing shelter and food for travelers. Horses and carriages were also taken care of. This is when hospitality sector started to shape in the West. Soon the element of luxury and modern facilities started to emerge. This led to creation of hotels with elegant rooms and finer dining spaces. The year 1829 was significant for the American hospitality industry. This is the year when the first luxury hotel was constructed in Boston, Massachusetts, by American architect Isaiah Rogers, the Termont Hotel. Stress, psychological exhaustion, and burnout are frequently faced by hospitality workers due to the demanding nature of the hospitality sector, mostly serving at the front line directly with customers. Hospitality workers meet the required needs, communicate, and work behind scenes and maintain efficiency and quality. Their diligence and attitude, topped with a smile, creates a satisfactory experience. Today is also commemorated as National Dog Biscuit Day in US. Your dog doesn't want a pat to be scratched behind the ear or run after resting. What he really wants is his biscuit because it's National Dog Biscuit Day. This day is also known as Dog Biscuit Appreciation Day. It's the best day of the year for dogs. It's also a day to pamper your pooch because he deserves it. After all, he's your best friend, so give him favorite biscuit or even better, stock up with his favorite treats. A butcher in England in 1800s was trying a new recipe for biscuits that turned out to be terrible. He gave one to his dog, who loved it, and the rest is history. Before we had dog biscuits, dog bread was a popular snack given to canines. If you ate little bit of dog biscuit, nothing would happen. It's edible, but eating too much can make you sick, as dog food doesn't have the same strict safety regulations as human. Louisiana alligator dog biscuits, name says it all. They are made from alligator protein. They even make alligator jerky. Biscuits and other snacks should only make up 10% of daily dog's calorie intake, or dogs can become overweight. There are an array of dog biscuits that are made with various premium ingredients. These dog treats provide a daily dose of protein and multivitamins that help your dog maintain a healthy diet throughout their lifestyle. Training a new pup can be hard work. Using dog biscuits to reward a well-behaved dog is a simple and protein method and that reinforces positive behavior. Dog biscuits are one of the pup's favorite treats. They are packed with real meat, vegetables, and savory flavor. Dogs love them and will love you for giving them one. Today is also commemorated as National Day Brunei in Brunei, which is celebrated on February 23rd every year. It is also known as Hari Nasir. In Malay, the National Day commemorates the day Brunei seceded from the Great Britain and became an independent nation. Though the proclamation of independence was made before that on January 1st, 1984, Britain's control over Brunei ceased on February 23rd, making it the official date of the country's independence. On December 31st, 1983, the country's citizens geared up for the big day during mass gatherings in various mosques all over the country. Then, as the clock struck midnight on January 1st, Sultan Hassan al Bolkiah read the proclamation that declared Brunei's independence. Today is also commemorated as National Banana Bread Day in US. Celebrates a perfect pairing of the fruit plus bread. It's certainly a dessert staple in many households, which is probably why so many of us have such a special place in our hearts for this delicious treat. Thanks to its star ingredient, banana bread helps to normalize blood pressure and regulate heart function because of potassium. It is estimated that average American eats around 30 pounds of bananas per year. And no need to wait for the yeast to rise when making banana. Thanks to the baking soda and baking powder, most banana bread recipes only take about an hour from start to finish. Due to high potassium content, bananas have a slight amount of radioactivity. Today is also commemorated as Guyana Republic Day on February 23rd every year, commonly shortened to MASH. The day is one of the most important festivals in Guyana. Guyana has a lot of ethnic communities, and for Marshram and Republic Day, all the communities come together. To celebrate, the celebrations involve many competitions, parades with fancy clothes, costumes, band marches, and street dancing. Overall, the celebrations are some of the most vibrant days. Celebrations in the world. The word Mashrami means celebrations after cooperative work and is derived from Amerindian and Guyanese English. The celebrations reflect the cultural heritage of the nation and its various ethnic groups. Guyana is ethnically diverse with not only people of the indigenous tribes but also people from India, Africa, Europe, and China who either came or were brought over as slaves. The diversity of heritage results in intensely colorful and competitive celebrations. On Mashrami Republic Day, where people from all these different groups come together to celebrate the country. Today is also commemorated as Diesel Engine Day in US. It is celebrated annually on February 23rd. Diesel engines today power all sorts of things, including heavy construction machinery, farm tractors, trucks, marine vessels, buses, and locomotives. They are even turned into power generators at offices, airports, and hospitals. It is simply impossible to imagine our current world without this unique power system. Hence, the reason why it is more than deserving of its own name. A diesel engine is an internal combustion engine in which air is compressed to a sufficiently high temperature to ignite diesel fuel injected into the cylinder, where combustion and expansion actuate a piston. It converts the chemical energy stored in the fuel into mechanical energy, which can be used to power heavy duty vehicles and machinery and for electricity generation in hospitals, industrial buildings, and homes. The invention of this engine is credited to Rudolf Diesel, an engineer who was granted a patent for the diesel engine on February 23rd, 1980. So 1893. He came up with the engine after setting out to improve the efficiency of the Otto engine, a large single-cylinder four-stroke engine developed back in 1870s. The development of diesel's innovation took a lot of time and work to become a commercial success. Many engineers and developers joined in this effort to improve the market viability of the idea created by Rudolf Diesel. Since then, the diesel engine has become a pivotal part of everyday life. And transportation. The first commercial engine using diesel's patent was installed by Adolphus Busch at his brewery in St. Louis, Missouri. Then, in later years, diesel engines were used to power submarines in World War One and eventually went on to power all military vehicles and equipment in World War II. Later on, high-speed diesel engines were introduced in 1920s for commercial vehicle applications, in 1930s for passenger cars. It is also commemorated as Curling is School Day in US. Curling is one of the oldest team sports that was first played approximately in the late medieval period in Scotland. It is a game that combines the chilly fun of ice skating with the techniques of bowling and shuffleboard. And you can add the skill of sweeping the floor. It's a fantastic team sport built on community and friendships. Curling is a team sport in which players slide stones using curling brooms on a rectangular sheet of ice towards a target area, which is segmented into four concentric circles. It is played by two teams with four players in each, and each side has eight stones. It is played on the ice rink that has been sprayed with water and droplets that freeze into a surface called pebbled ice. Curlers slide the curling stones, which are granite stones fitted with colored handles, over pebbled surface. Any rotation a curler gives to the stone causes the stone to travel in a curved path. In other words, the stone curls inward or outward. So finally, this week is also commemorated as Peace Corps Week in US from February 23rd to 27th. This week commemorates President John F. Kennedy's establishment of the agency as well as celebrates all good things that they have to do, make a difference at home and abroad. More than 240,000 Americans have served for the Peace Corps as volunteers. Anyone can be part of it. The Peace Corps is an independent agency and volunteer program established and run by the United States government. The main goal of the Peace Corps is to provide international social and economic development assistance. Most of the volunteers in the Peace Corps and anyone with a college degree can become a volunteer. Once you volunteer, you will get a 3-month training post, which will be placed abroad for a period of 2 to 3 years. While it is true that President John F. Kennedy established the Peace Corps, the idea for establishing the Peace Corps predated President Kennedy. Several politicians like Henry Russ, who was a representative of Wisconsin, suggested the creation of 4.4 Youth Corps in 1950. Later in 1960, when the Senator John F. Kennedy was doing his presidential campaign at the University of Michigan, he noticed the crowd of 10,000 students had gathered to greet him. It is believed that it was at this moment he had birthed the idea of establishing Peace Corps. Later in 1961, the Kennedy administration officially established the Peace Corps Executive Order on March 1st. In 2021, the Peace Corps celebrated 60th anniversary, where the theme was the Peace Corps through the decades, 60 years, countless stories. The event was celebrated in virtual model and over 1,600 people attended the national and local virtual events. Today, from teaching digital literacy and leading health campaigns to boosting local entrepreneurship, volunteers in the Peace Corps work hard to solve some of the pressing global issues, thus making a difference in this world. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. I request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before leaving the platform. So see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.